Real kindness and real love doesn't start with giving endlessly to others. They start with how you treat yourself. Love begins the moment you stand up for yourself, when you choose honesty over validation, when you protect your peace even if it disappoints someone else. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host. Some celebrate it, others get uncomfortable, not because you have done something wrong, but because your growth quietly exposes where they have stayed the same. And sometimes they will try to pull you back into old dynamics. The ones where you over-explained, overgave, or accepted less than you deserved. But healing doesn't mean returning to old patterns, old connections with better communication. It means recognizing that peace isn't reconnecting with every person or every version of your past. You can be kind and still say no. You can forgive someone and still never speak to them again. You can wish someone well from a distance and still protect your energy completely. Your growth isn't something you owe to anyone else. It's something you honor within yourself. And when you start setting boundaries, guilt almost always shows up. That's because guilt isn't always a sign you are doing something wrong. It's often a sign you are doing something different. The old version of you was wired to keep the peace, to fix, to explain, to make everyone else comfortable. You said yes when you meant no. You smiled when you wanted to speak up. You made space for everyone but yourself. And the moment you begin to choose differently, your nervous system reacts. It feels unfamiliar and even selfish. But that guilt, it's not truth. It's a leftover echo from a time when your worth was tied to your usefulness. And here is the deeper truth. Real kindness and real love doesn't start with giving endlessly to others. They start with how you treat yourself. Love begins the moment you stand up for yourself, when you choose honesty over validation, when you protect your peace even if it disappoints someone else. We have been taught that being loving means saying yes, fixing, and accommodating. But love without boundaries isn't love at all. It's self-abandonment, dressed up as compassion. And when you abandon yourself long enough, resentment quickly replaces kindness. Because true kindness is saying, I care about you, but I also care about me. And true love is choosing truth over comfort, even when it shakes the old dynamic. So when guilt whispers, you are being cold, or something like this, remind yourself, you are not being cold, you are being clear. And clarity often feels uncomfortable to people who were used to your confusion. You are not pushing people away by setting boundaries. You are inviting in only the kind of love that can meet you in your truth. And that's not selfish at all. That's what integrity looks like in action. Because kindness that costs your self-respect isn't kindness at all. And love that requires you to disappear isn't love. And as you grow and heal, something subtle begins to happen. The people, the patterns, and conversations that once felt normal start to feel heavy. It's not that you have become better than anyone else. It's that your energy no longer matches the frequency of what drains you. There comes a quiet moment of realization. Some people loved the version of you who overgave, who overexplained, and kept the peace at your own expense. And when you stop doing that, they don't know how to connect anymore. And that can feel heartbreaking because healing isn't just about what you gain, it's also about what you release. But this release isn't rejection, it's redirection. You are not cutting people off from anger, you are honoring your own capacity. You are making room for the ones who can meet you where you are now, not where you used to be. And here is what this new alignment feels like. It's lighter. It's being in rooms where you can exhale instead of perform. It's realizing you don't have to shrink or explain your sensitivity, your boundaries, or your joy. You start to notice that conversations flow differently. They nourish you instead of draining you. And the silence feels safe instead of awkward. And your body starts to trust peace again. In contrast, when you are around people who aren't aligned, you will feel the difference instantly. It's that subtle tension in your chest, the pressure to play a role, or the fatigue that hits after even a short interaction. You walk away questioning yourself instead of feeling seen. That heaviness isn't your fault. It's your body's way of saying, this no longer fits. And protecting your healed energy doesn't mean building walls. It means creating filters. Not everyone gets front row access to your peace, your growth, and your softness, because healing doesn't just change what you tolerate, it changes what you attract. And the moment you start honoring your peace, your life begins to reflect it. Different conversations, different people, different pace. But that requires the courage to not go back, even when old chaos comes knocking, dressed up as closure. Remember, you can't heal in the same environment that make you sick. You can love people from afar without reopening doors that once cost you your peace. Because peace isn't something you find, it's something you create and protect. And every time you honor that protection, you are not closing off. You are choosing yourself, your alignment, authenticity, and self respect. You have spent so much time fighting for peace to let anyone make you question it. And the healed version of you didn't appear by accident. It's the result of every sleepless night, every boundary you held, every time you walked away from what wasn't serving you. So, no, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your peace. You don't owe a follow up text, a justification, or a performance of forgiveness. You don't even owe closure. Peace doesn't need witness, it just needs consistency. And when you stay rooted in your growth, the right people will recognize it and meet you there. The truth is, healing will cost you people, patterns, and pieces of your old life. That's for sure. But what you gain, peace, clarity, and self trust, is worth every bit of it. So, this week, I want you to remind yourself you don't owe anyone access to the healed version of you. You can laugh deeply and still have limits. You can be kind and still be unavailable for chaos. You can be soft and still be strong, because real healing isn't about becoming a new version of yourself for others. It's about becoming the truest version of yourself for you. Welcome to Soul Time, a show that explores the world of unlocking your unique potential. My name is Dr. Katja Makowka, and I'm a teacher at school, a former teacher at universities, and a stress and mental coach. And I'm your host.